We are live. We are direct. Straight out of Virginia. When I'm talking M, we're not talking about the rapper. We're talking about Marie Mason. She is the coach for you if you've got a course idea stuck in your head. You don't know where to start. That's where she comes in. She turns your expertise into sellable courses. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's helping coaches create and sell courses that convert. She's a fellow teacher. She's straight out of Staunton, Virginia, the United States. Marie Mason. Speak to me, sister.
It's nice to meet you, Jay, and thank you for having me share on your audience. They sound like an amazing group of people and can't wait to get to know everybody eventually. So anyway,
Amazing.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
you have such an amazing background too and I learned on our last conversation that you also have been a teacher, so we have that in common.
100%. Starting with that. Why do teachers make the best coaches?
Oh, I love this topic. And the reason, great question. And the reason being is because one, like we were talking about earlier, and you mentioned this as well, is that we know how to connect with our audience. We know how to talk to them and get them to know, like, and trust us and build that bridge of, you know, from strangers to friends. And that's one of the and we know how to do that gracefully and tactfully and with a lot of caring and heart. So I feel like that's where teachers come in. We also have another gift. We know how to take complicated content and break it down to its basic core concepts that are easy to understand and easy to process. Because one of the things that I've learned when creating a course is that it's great to create content, but then when the person comes in, they have to be able to process it. And sometimes you have to make adjustments along the way to make sure that your content is actually something that could give actual transformation. And that's another thing teachers do is we create that transformation for our students or our clients in as we become coaches. So those are like the three top things I feel like are strengths. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Completely agree. Because what does Einstein say? If a 6-year-old doesn't understand it, we don't really know it. And where does all the chaos come in the coaching community? It's where people aren't really given simple things to do. So it's just like being in a classroom and the teacher is book smart, but as we know, the book smart teachers they
Don't
don't
relate.
become the best.
They don't relate. They don't relate to the people because they have the knowledge base, and that's a good starting point, but they don't have the relatability. The best teachers and the best speakers and the best coaches are and even those who write, for example, those are the ones who can really connect that transformation and in a way that is relatable to their audience when it really connects with them and resonates with them. So that's just my 2 cents. So anyway
Amazing.
so anyway, what's on our agenda today, my dear?
She leads, she sells. Let's dig into sales. What does sales mean to you? How do you sell? Because I know there's a big thing amongst women where the sales word has been a dirty word and people have been thinking, sales. So what does sales mean to you?
Well, sales mean it's more of when people come to me, they're coming to me because they already have gotten to know me, like me, and trust me. They figured out that they have something that they need to do with a course, right? They have an idea and they need someone to help them with that. So sales for me is natural, authentic, building relationships. It's helping them create a concept, turning a concept into a course, and it's helping that person to create a transformation for their audience. And to me, sales is just a natural progression of getting income and stuff like that. So here's what I mean. When you're doing marketing is ongoing. You're trying to put yourself out there and give and spread the word about what you do. right? It's all about getting the word out there, getting people to show you that you have the open sign on on your business, right? It's all about saying, "I'm here. How can I help you?" kind of thing. Sales is a byproduct of all that marketing that you do. Sales is actually more of, kind of like a key performance indicator. It's more of it's showing you what the results of what you've done. And I'm going to give a little mindset. I love mindset shifts. Don't look at your bank balance because if your bank balance is zero, don't measure your business by your bank balance. And that's the reason why. Your end result is going to be the sales, which means you're getting income coming into that door. What your focus should be is who is it that you connect with? You can help them, give them a transformation from their idea to their transformation. And then building a friendship and an authentic, real friendship, not just collaboration, not just a, partnership or whatever, real friendship. Be able to relate to a person, be able to connect with them as a human. That's the most important thing. One of the things I have learned in my years of business, because I've done a lot of different businesses over the years outside of teaching, and that is when you build a friendship and a real connection, they're going to know, like, and trust you. Whether they start working with you right away or if they want, they can send you referrals. But the point is that bank balance, that's what's the results of you spending time getting to know, like, and trust them.
Amazing.
Does that help give people a perspective on
Perfect.
sales?
Perfect. Let's dig in. Let's go further.
Oh, we're
What
deep
types of
diving today.
what types of results? Let's speak about results, right? What type of results have you got your clients like after working with you? What's the transformation? Like give some examples of
Right.
like where people are after working with you.
Okay. Well, I have, and I won't name names because I do try
No,
to
of course, yeah.
protect my clients as
Yeah.
it's a client
Yeah.
privilege. It's kind of like the doctor has that privilege too. Well, same with the coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So one of my clients, sorry, I have the ability to speak sometimes better. Some days are better than others. But anyway, we don't have to be perfect at this, just so you know. I'm giving people hope today. So long story short, my one client that I worked with in the summertime, which for those living in the US is usually June, July, and August, and then we spilled it over into September
Mm-hmm.
because of summer tends to be travel. So we had to take a little break. But um, she went from having a course idea, but she had some lessons, but they were not really completely written out. They were just notes, right? And
Yep.
she didn't have a clear purpose. And by herself, she was stuck. And she was stuck because she was creating mode, but she didn't have clarity on where to go from point A to point B. And um, that's where we came in and we gave her accountability because by yourself, it's hard to stay on top of things. When you have to meet with a coach, you have to be able to show your work with that coach for feedback. So you have to get stuff done, right? So that's where I came in. I gave her that opportunity to set goals. I let her set her own goals because I believe people know what their schedules are better than I do. And I feel like I'd rather let them set their own goals that they can achieve, and we can always fine tune them along the way. And so she set her own goals, and I helped her stay accountable to it. And then I gave her the feedback she needed to get that transformation. And she launched her course in September. But it took about 8 weeks, maybe little over 8 weeks, maybe 10 weeks really total. And she had a polished course, and it was a 10 lessons total and 10 modules and stuff like that. And she got a workbook too. So we created several different content out of the notes that she had. But she didn't have
Amazing.
she had some clarity, but she needed more direction and more organization. And then once we had the clarity, the rest of it just fell into place.
Amazing. And what does leadership mean to you? Leadership.
There are lots of different ways of defining leadership. I believe leadership should lead by example. I believe that you should be, if you're going to become a leader, like a coach is a leader to the students, right? So if you're going to be a leader, whether it's a leader to a team or whatever the type of leader it is, role that you're looking at, you have to be the one, your first best customer. You have to be the one to, who would you like to follow you? Would you like to be able to have an understanding of the people that you're working with? Do you want to sit there and be the one that bosses them around and tells them, oh, you have to do this by this deadline and then don't give any wiggle room? Or do you want to be someone who has a little bit of flexibility and gives them some creative leeway? I mean, there's so many different types of leadership. I actually have a talk on the 4 different types of leadership. That will be a topic for another day. But the point is, you got to decide the type of leadership style that you want to present. And you also have to become your first best customer. And you need to be able to follow yourself and also be able to guide the people you're working with, whether it's a client or a team or if you're in a business or something of that sort. So hope that gave some clarity to that. But that's a
No, no,
topic,
no. It did.
that's a whole different ball of wax. That's a topic I can spend hours on, but we won't do that for this podcast. So,
That makes perfect sense. No, tell me about leadership. What does leadership mean to you?
thought we just topped that.
Okay, so leadership we covered. Sorry, long day. So leadership, sales. And I guess the final question is to do with what's your 3-step process? Because I know that you've got your team that you work with the video editing and things like this. So tell me, what's your 3-step process to getting your clients' results?
Oh, well, it depends on what they're doing, but my first one to get results is, 1, find out what their goals are as far as their timeline and when they want to complete things, and also what their transformation is that they want for their class. Because if you don't know what their
Okay.
end goal is first, then it's hard for you to go any further. And then you you work backwards. I have a little trouble talking to you today. But anyway, you work backwards and then from there, and then you just break it down into the here's the main process. Once we have the idea and we're clear on that, then what we do is we help them create the lessons or polish
Mm-hmm.
or edit them or polish them up depending on what stage they are at that. And then we help them with organizing their content so that it has a clear transformation at the end. And then what we do is we take the 3 P's, which is in the packet, which is packaging, pricing, and then also positioning your offer so that your course can sell. That's as simple as that.
Amazing. Yeah, I like your positioning. So, like, let them know who you're looking for. I mean, because I know you work with people who have been in business for at least 2 years. Why is that? Yeah.
Because at that point, they have gained enough knowledge and experience and they've developed a process. And it's a process or a concept that they want to share. Because if you're brand new, you're still figuring things out, right? So, but if you're a brand new coach or a consultant, you're throwing mud against the water and trying to figure out what sticks, right? And then you're testing it. You're doing A/B testing, so to speak, and you're figuring out, oh, does this process work or this one, and which one, and how do we add it? Once you've been in business for a couple of years, you have a clear process, and you're ready to rock and roll, and you can like get people at will at that point. And if not, you're at the brink of doing so. You know what I mean? So, long story short is, at that stage, you should have clarity on your process that you want as far as a
Amazing.
topic that you want to share with your audience in a course. So,
Amazing. Amazing. You break things down really well, fellow teacher.
uh,
Love what
thank
you're
you.
doing there. How can people get in contact?
They
with
can
you?
do, they can probably just reach me on LinkedIn. I can send you that link as well. It's Business Solutions Academy. Just check me out. I'm in Virginia. So if you see me in any other state, and then my name, Marie Mason, is, if you look me up under Marie Mason, there are a lot of Marie Masons out there. It's like the last name Smith. So we're apparently a lot of people. Just look for me in Stanton, Virginia. You're in good shape.
Amazing.
So
Amazing. Marie, thank you for your time today. I like the way you break things down and looking forward to getting this episode out tomorrow.
my pleasure. It's been a great
Amazing.
experience. All right.
Yeah, brilliant. Wow. Amazing, Marie.